So last time, you met a few more of the fellow inhabitants of the jail cell. Oh, there's the little founder things. First time I've seen those. The inhabitants of the jail cell. Mr. Seraph, the drow. You know very little about except that he has apparently murdered somebody. You have Ront, who has been following his shaman around like a puppy, wanting more of that divine blessing. And of course, there's Prince Durandal, the elf trapped inside the Clagath body, who has been extolling his various tales in Liam. Eldeth, who's kind of kept to herself since waking you up for some particular reason, so not a whole lot going on there. And Boopadu, who's very good at drow chess.
Okay, hang on. I rush over and immediately start flirting with Eldith.
Oh. All right. Little Sims wheel pops up and sucks you off.
Sorry.
No. She's actually been talking with Boopadu a bit. And, of course, there are Topsy and Turvy, the Deep Gnome twins, who are currently off working. Jimjar, who likes to bet on everything, he's currently off working as well, and he has supposedly promised to try and obtain the spellbook and holy symbol through some way he won't talk about while he's out. And then Shushar, who seems to fancy himself some sort of meditating monk, but seems to know virtually nothing about it. Last time, we had ended when Mahark.
I punched the GM really quick.
Oh. The criminal enforcer. Along with Taston and Liam had all received their daily gruel of animal feed while they were in the jail cell. And Mark had noticed a message written in Elven in his bowl of feed at the bottom where it left off.
And
so
I immediately
eats it.
I take the bowl and I just right into my face. That's not what I do. I'm a serious character. I try to stomach this terrible food.
All right, it's about like eating rocks. That's normal.
No, that's actually pretty normal for me. This is pretty good. Guys, you want some rocks?
No, I'll pass.
Okay.
And I just realized I left my character sheet, but behind my green screen. So,
okay,
don't mind me. I'll be right back.
So I use my detect elvish sense.
Your detect elvish sense?
You mean your eyes?
I cast eyes.
I cast read language.
I would like to know what it says, though, if that's true.
Oh, okay. Well, let me get some dice out real quick for no particular reason.
Oh, great.
Also, not ominous.
There we go. Doesn't actually have anything to do with what
Sure.
So you read the message.
Just rolling off-camera damage.
Now you read the message. It is written in very, very small but very tidy-looking handwriting.
Okay.
And it says, if you wish to escape in 2 days' time, when the guard fails to make their shift, the door will be open and unlocked. That's all it says.
Okay. How is this? Forgive me for being stupid. Is this carved into the bottom? Is there a piece of paper?
No, there's literally like a piece of nice-looking parchment on the bottom, and someone inked it.
I'm going to roll a dice.
Okay.
It's going to be a 14. I'm going to add my stealth to it.
Okay.
Which is... I had this all on the page, and I deleted my sheet. So that's going to be 18.
Okay.
So I successfully stealth. And then I leave the prison. Sorry. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to I know this is technically more sleight of hand, but since I can't do that, I mean, I could. It would be 12, I think. Either way, the dice is 14. I am trying to fold this thing up and put it somewhere clandestinely as quickly and as unseemly as possible. The dice is a 14. What do you want me to add to it?
If you don't have sleight of hand, it's just your straight dexterity bonus.
So, 16.
Okay. So as you're sitting there shoveling meal into your mouth, you just clandestinely slip it into the closest place you can see to conceal it, the manacles that you have on, just in between the manacle.
That is not what I thought you were going to say.
What did you think I was going to say?
Anyway, to completely change the topic immediately. I like his beard too, though, Stevens. Everyone likes his beard, let's be honest.
Thank you, Bob.
All right.
So, yeah, where are my compatriots, my 2 party members?
So they are in here. They're in here with you, assumably eating. Prince Darendale is sitting there talking to Liam, probably trying to tell him a bit more about the wonderful kingdom that he came from.
We're in
sorry. Am I still at 1 hit point?
You shouldn't be. Did you roll for your
I
dice
did.
last time?
Yeah. That was okay. So I'm at like 4.
Okay. Not too bad for first level wizard.
Considering my max is 9, I mean, you're not wrong, but ouch.
Yeah. Ron's over there leaning over Taston. He says, "You gonna finish yours?" He's already eaten all of his.
Yeah, I was planning on it.
You sure?
Come back in about 5 minutes.
Okay, he goes over and starts counting.
Yeah, that'll take a while.
At least he can count. That's plus on his side.
Already frightening.
All right.
Of course, what is he counting to?
Yeah. Well, you understand Orcish. He's actually counting in Orcish. He's like, whatever the Orcish is, things for 1. He's doing Mississippi's,
Okay. I'm just wondering if he actually understands how much time is in 5 minutes, or if he's just counting.
It's not important
until he gets bored.
Yeah.
You listen to him for like a couple minutes, and you're like, "That's approximately right."
Real quick, Guido, you might appreciate this. I don't know if you will, Lickities. Every loaf of bread is a tragic story of a group of grains that could have become whiskey, but didn't.
Wow.
All right, so so we're still in the, I don't know the name of it, muted cell, right? Like in character, I don't know what's doing it, but we're in the death zone, right?
Correct.
Okay, that sucks. All right, so I do and say nothing. I go still. I hit T and pull it over to the 24-hour thing, and I hit enter.
All right. Anyone else want to do anything?
You can't rest right now. There are enemies present.
God dang it, stupid freaking...
The battle music's just been playing constantly.
Unendingly.
And I'm just sitting here like, what's doing it?
Yeah, there's no one here.
Nothing here. God dang it.
Something this guy you met 10 days ago runs around and says, "Never should have come here."
That checks out.
Yep, that's happened.
The drow's over there trying to stand in the bucket, face through the wall, that kind of stuff.
Meanwhile, some gruel bucket in the back has missed its physics check and it's just rattling like crazy.
Like, what are you doing? All the steps away in this bucket's going ding, 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 ding.
I mean, considering the whole demon madness thing, that wouldn't even be that out of bounds,
Yeah.
Not really. All right, time passes. The other work crew comes back minus Jim Jar.
Oh, shoot, which one was Jim Jar?
He was
one that wants
the
to bet.
betting gnome.
Oh, God, no. Okay, that's
The guy
awful.
who's going to get our stuff.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, so Shushar, Topsy, and Turvy come up. Turvy doesn't look too good like he normally does. He's kind of foamy at the mouth and being carried along by Topsy. But she comes...
I'm sorry, I just had the most horrible idea. Have you ever run an evil party through this?
a pure evil party, no.
I'm just thinking, oh, God, Turvy, here, let me try to help you, okay? I'm going to give him, it's an ancient meditative technique. It's like an acupressure thing, okay? Okay. And then you roll strength to break his neck. Okay, I think he's a lot more calm and at peace now. Here, I'll give you one too.
See, watch, he just relaxes.
He's not making any noise anymore, so it must have worked.
See? Yeah.
Oh, he's gone to sleep.
I'm not evil, though.
Yeah. Besides, he looks a little squirmy. He might actually put up a fight.
Hate it when they fight back.
So they come in. Topsy kind of just gives a look at whoever's the closest person here.
It's Guido. I mean, oh God.
At Liam as he comes in and motions to Shushar, who is just like half asleep, just kind of waddling. And Shushar comes over to the middle and plops down. And it seems like he's like reaching his tongue into the corner of his mouth like he's trying to pry something out. Then he goes and spits several items onto the floor. One of them is a spell book and the other one is a holy symbol.
I have mixed feelings about this.
You and me both.
Now,
And
I
he
don't
says-
say... Oh, sorry.
He says, a present from your deep gnome friend. I'm afraid he's taking a few lashings for causing a disturbance.
I don't say anything, but mentally I'm thinking, thank God I don't need anything. Or excuse me, we decided it was Bahamut, didn't we? Like we settled on that, I'm pretty sure.
I know you were still deciding. Did you decide finally on Bahamut?
Oh God, I wrote it down on the sheet that has been deleted. I'm pretty sure I decided on Bahamut. It was on your advice. I remember that. So
okay,
I'm gonna go with Bahamut. Yes, commit. Thanks, Bahamut. Praise be to Bahamut, all Bahamut of the Bahamutist.
Yeah. So, Taston, you recognize, of course, your skeletal hand with scales in it.
Mm-hmm.
And Liam, you recognize your spellbook. And thank goodness spellbooks are normally of high quality, so it is at least water resistant.
Or whatever resistant.
Although it's not slime resistant, unfortunately.
Do we have to roll stealth to not be noticed in picking up what he spat up?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment, but if you want to like study these and do things, for a long period of time with them, then yes. Although it'll be much easier for the holy symbol because you can kind of keep that tucked away.
Yeah. So I'm going to grab that and start cleaning it off.
Okay. Yeah, you start rubbing off the slobber. Shushar just grins at you. But it's intact, though.
It's a matter of opinion, but okay. You've desecrated it.
Sorry. Oh, no.
That's a hard pass.
No.
Nope.
No.
Anyway, I'm going to try and take the book and without the guards, becoming aware, try and at least dry it off some. But I'm not going to spend time studying it. I have not expended my spell slots yet, so I don't need to re-ready spells.
Okay. Excuse me. All right. So, after probably a few hours, Jim Jar does eventually come back. He is unconscious, and he has been beaten just in a very similar manner to Liam. He is thrown into the cage. And there's something else that is thrown into the cage just a few moments afterwards. You see two of the drow guards, not the ones that are immediately at your cell, but they seem to be carrying a bag with something squirming in it, roughly, head-shaped. And they toss the bag into the middle of the floor, and you hear this thump, like they just tossed an object into it. And the bag is just in the middle squirming. It seems like something's trying to get out.
How big is the bag? It's like head size?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to step back a little bit from it.
Step back a little bit from it.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and silently move forward and open the thing up.
All right.
But what
So
horribleness befalls me?
You open it up, and you immediately just get this face full of spores that just burst out of it. And you see inside of it, there seems to be a small little mushroom with legs.
All right, so hang on real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to do a constitution save?
No. There's actually no
Okay.
save.
I am doing a dexterity save because I am jumping the hell back out of pure instinct. Unfortunately, I rolled crap, so that's a 10.
Okay. So you jump back out of pure instinct. And these spores just kind of like, just blow out and start drifting around the room. You see a couple of the other people just kind of like move back and put their hands over their mouth. They don't seem to know exactly what it is. And this little, you familiar with what a myconid is?
Yes.
Okay. For those of you in chat, a myconid. Oh, do you want to do the lore on this, or do you want me to?
Hang on.
Okay. It's not a baby beholder.
Well, I'm debating the exact. Oh God, if it was a baby beholder, I look inside. So, I just want to look up something really quick here to verify if I'm right. It's not going to tell. Oh, here we go. So, I turn to the others. As we're all aware of the Aramikos, I have no idea how to pronounce it, if I'm being honest with you. It's a huge, massive life form of fungus that extends throughout much of the Underdark. It's a terrible, horrible thing. It's a really weird song to listen to while I'm saying this. It's like this super intense battle music, and I'm like...
Should we stab it?
Oh, God. It is a very hostile and semi-sentient fungus, but what is most commonly perceived as the origin point of the Machinids, I've never heard it pronounced that way before, is the Aramikos. These are creatures born of magic and warped aberrations that have grown out of the nature of this terrible fungus. However, I'm sure they're not completely evil. Maybe.
Not completely evil.
Actually, I want to roll a dice here.
Okay.
No, so this is going to be my history check. Where's my...
Roll for evil.
Kinda, yeah. So this is a 14.
Okay.
So how much do I know here?
As far as the history of these things, you know that this is generally an Underdark-ish race. As a matter of fact, that sunlight is kind of detrimental to them. Not in the fact that it would be, just distressing, but they actually die in sunlight. So not a whole lot of history of these things being above ground.
So do I know anything about the Fomorian incident? That was what I was going to reference.
The Fomorian incident?
Excuse me, Fomorian. I always say it wrong. Fomorian.
Yeah, probably bits and pieces with that.
Okay, so I'm going to share this from an ignorant perspective, which is going to make this much better.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there was an incident involving the Fomorians. It ensured that they were infected by the madness that infected the Fomorians. They sought to kill, enslave, and eat everything they saw, becoming ravenous beasts. And then I'm going to stop there because apparently you said I don't know everything about it.
Yep. And you hear something say in your head. Matter of fact, everybody can hear this. I don't know anything about that.
I immediately punch it. No, I don't.
Just instantly. And this thing can stands up on its legs and starts shuffling around curiously, and it doesn't move fast at all. It's probably about a third of everyone else's speed. But you can hear it talking, but it doesn't have any mouth. It just seems to be going directly into your head. And it says, "This place is new. Are there any other Myconids here? Are you Myconids? New Myconids? Oh, and it goes up to, let's see.
This is unnerving.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide how my character would react to this, since apparently I know about the incident, but not the truth of it. So all I know is that all Mycodons are horribly evil terror deaths.
I mean, that would be a very, very reasonable thing to believe if you're from the above ground.
Yeah. And that's why. And so in character, I'm looking at this like,
and it goes up to Taston, and you hear, "Oh, you seem interesting. You feel interesting." It starts to rub against you almost like a cat.
I'm going to roll to see if it comes across as something that might be considered undead, and I will try and turn it if I think it's undead.
oh God.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll a little religion check then.
All right.
Or nature. Doesn't accept either.
2. I roll a 6.
A 6.
Hang on, let me roll.
I assume it's undead and must be smited.
No. You look at this. You don't see anything that would, like, you just literally have no idea, but you don't see anything that would give any undead sense to this thing. You know,
It's
this is very
unholy.
new stuff, but you're not sensing any undead stuff.
Okay. I try and like angle away from it. Like,
Okay. You kind of angle away from it. You see it's like rubbed a bunch of spores off on your foot. And then it, let's see, who's it go for next? Oh man, it just really likes you. I rolled you again. It goes over to your other leg. It's like, oh, who are you?
still me.
And it rubs against you again, almost like a cat.
Right. First slime and spores.
Oh, you're
This keeps
one
getting better.
thing. Oh, that is so interesting. Do you? Oh, you're not connected, are you?
So as I hear this talking in my head, I'm going to see if I can try and use it like the same sort of technique I would use to commune with Kalimvor to try and like silence it out of my head.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I'm not too keen on this thing running around in my head.
Yes, this is a wonderful ability that they have. All right. Yeah, so just go ahead and just do me a straight up wisdom save versus this.
Okay.
You should be good at that. You're a cleric. And just tell me what you're like kind of thinking when you're doing this.
I suppose I should answer that as well. So what I'm thinking currently is that that's a dangerous, deadly threat. And I have to be, and so I'm watching it like a hawk. I'm just basically over here, effectively in battle stance at the bomb that they have just put into our cell.
This moving bomb.
Moving bomb. They have put a freaking bomb in our cell.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I am like,
bombs
Oh,
are
Lord of the
good.
Crystal Tower, give me strength to keep this blasphemy out of my head. 11.
11. Okay. So you're trying to push this thing like away and focus like more on Kalimvor, just to try to get this thing out of it. It's very difficult. The most you can do, it seems to be, is to mute it and like put it in the background, but you can still tell it's there and talking. It's like, you've turned your attention away from the conversation, right?
Okay.
And also you as well, Liam, you hear Mark say, "Well, I think this thing is dangerous."
So I was wanting. Wait. Mark's thoughts come into my head?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you kind of hear like, someone quoting some verses from Kalimvor and just kind of getting distant. And then you can start to hear the other inhabitants around the room.
Okay. I want to do either an Arcana or History check. How much do I know about these things from like wizardly studies?
Well, I mean, that would probably be an Arcana check for you.
Okay.
If you're approaching it from that perspective.
That's a unnatural 19.
Ooh. Okay. So You know more about myconids from a wizardly perspective, from the various components you can use from them to perform spells or make certain things. And the reason that you know a lot about them is that a lot of their materials are used to enhance telepathic abilities. Like Rory's telepathic bond, where you communicate with a lot of people, you can use myconid parts to perform effects similar to that. In addition, you have heard of creatures like these, like myconids, having a very close connection to the what's it called? The astral plane is what it is. Which wizards study and delve into sometimes.
Right.
From wizardly perspective, from arcane perspective, that's kind of what you know about these things. And you seem to be probably suffering some sort of effect of its spores, which you know are a primary component in a lot of these shared telepathy spells and effects.
And do I know anything about how dangerous they are?
You know, from big myconids, generally their parts can be sometimes fairly dangerous. But from little sprouts like these, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
You think the most it'll do is probably step on your toe, although you wouldn't want to eat it.
Okay. In that case, I am going to
set it on fire.
approach. No, tempting. No, I can't cast prestidigitation to start a fire. So, I am going to approach the stool.
Okay.
And start inspecting it. Basically, giving it the once over to figure out what parts of it would be most valuable and most useful for spell components.
Okay. So you go over there, and it well, are you thinking this like out loud? You kind of get the sense that you're in a shared telepathy right now.
So I'm not intending to actually cause it harm.
Gotcha.
But I am inspecting it for spell component usage.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. It rolled like crap on its insight. So as you go up to it, it's like, oh, you think I'm interesting. I think you're interesting too. And it starts rubbing against you. You hear in your head a few utterances of repulsiveness just from the other inhabitants of the room. Although you hear Ront just thinking over and over again, can I eat this thing? Do I need to fight it? Do I need to eat it? Fight? Eat? Yep. All right. So you go ahead and make me just, you know what, I kind of assumed that people would try salvaging parts from various things for some particular reason. I do actually have a chart of what you can get from these things. Hold on. Go ahead and make a survival check.
That's a natural one.
Okay. So you would have to put this thing under more study. You're not quite sure just from looking at it. You don't have any tools or anything like that.
Appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
And as a player, I'm actually kind of glad.
Yeah. So I'd like to do a roll.
Okay. You get on the floor and start rolling around.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I roll out the door, out of the Underdark, and home.
Out of the Underdark.
So, basically, have you ever played KOTOR 2, 3rd?
A long time ago.
One of the things that was introduced in that, it's actually a common thing, is one of the normal people there had a mental trick for basically playing Pazak in his head to prevent Jedi from scanning his mind.
Okay.
Now, it's a matter of discipline, but I don't know what the hell to roll for discipline.
That would be a wisdom save then. Same thing that...
Okay.
As a monk, you should be decent at this too.
No, but that's okay because I rolled well. Yeah, my wisdom's 14, and I have no wisdom is not a saving throw for me.
Oh, you're not at that level yet. That's right. +2 is pretty good.
Be nice if I could get a level. Anyways, this is 17 is total.
17. Okay. Okay. No, yeah. So that's essentially what you start doing. You actually start playing a game in your head.
Oh God, I could go so many ways with that. It's Mario 1, stage 1, which I could play in my head right now. I could just
on
do
loop.
Yep, on
so you
loop.
just hear in your head this. There's no visual to represent it,
Which
so
is
all you hear
hilarious because the Goombas is just going to be this character.
Yep.
This is a Goomba. This actually is a Goomba.
I mean, I see the picture.
Yeah.
Yep, Guido showed it.
All right. Eventually, people start figuring out that you're, after you three do that, you're all connected. And there's a bunch of people. Stay out of my head. I'm not in your head. You're in my head.
And I'm just playing Mario Brothers. They can't catch me. I'm good.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Taston and Mark are over there just trying to, coordinate themselves in their own various parts of their mind and keep everything out. Liam, I don't know what you think about this.
Question.
I'm still trying to inspect it to figure out what. Basically, if I can counteract the spores and the mental link, but with my roll of a 1, I'm not even going to roll anything else. I'm not going to allow myself to.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, well, you can roll again, just not at this time.
I like to think that you're literally poking at it, like,
Yeah,
this could be used for.
Yeah, you actually poke at it, and it seemed to like that, almost like a cat would like someone petting it.
More spores,
more spores. Like your finger in hand is just yellow with spores right now.
Actually, Shikor, that's a cool idea. We should invent streaming in Faerun. No, think about it. There's actually ways to do that with magic and with telekinesis and projection, and we could make it happen.
Do you have something like the Acquisitions Inc. Gym Player Unknowns or
or
something?
We'll play the Blizzard Unknown Battlegrounds. It'll be awesome.
All right. So there's just this cacophony of sounds that last for about an hour. And then it eventually
starts. Does that affect
starts.
me and Taston?
It's muted.
Okay. So we're defended but not immune.
Yes. Okay. Yes. And after about an hour, it seems to gradually subside. You actually start coughing out some of those yellow spores about after an hour as they fully exit your system. And you stop being able to hear Stool and everybody else. Meanwhile, this mic in it has just gone around to everybody in turn and just rubbed against them. People like the Drow and Ront, and even the Prince, because he doesn't want spores all over him, just kind of push him away. Although Bubido and Eldith don't seem to mind it too much. Turvy, actually, the fair one, gets on top of Stool and just kind of rides it around as it goes around, just foaming at the mouth. And, Topsy's glad for a babysitter.
So with my holy symbol back and trying to communicate with Kalambor, do I feel that the link is a little bit stronger?
With your holy symbol back, definitely yes.
Okay. Because what I want to try and do is I want to try and see if I can heal Jim Jar.
Okay. Yeah, he is there at 0, but stable. He's breathing at least. So, if you'd like, I guess you want to cast some Cure Wounds, right? Or do you want to? Okay. So what have you got for him?
Spellcasting ability is 17.
Yeah, so I guess it's going to be for humans a D8 plus 3 for you, right? Oh, actually, you know what? You do max healing at they're at 0, don't you?
Let me see what it says. I guess I'll increasing. Okay. Creature you touch regains a number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. It doesn't say anything about whether in combat or not.
Right, yeah, it's either in or out. But I think as a Grave Cleric, you have something special. You see.
Oh, wait, is it the Spare the Dying? Let me open that back up. But it's not actually dying, so it's not going to be a death save.
Right, but you have something under Circlet of Mortality. It says, when you normally roll one or more dice to restore hit points with a spell to a creature at 0 hit points, you instead use the highest number possible for each dice.
But so since I'm only rolling 1d8, it automatically goes to 8.
Yes.
Okay, by default. Okay.
Yes.
That makes a certain sort of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess that means you would restore, 11 to him?
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what the ability modifier would be, where I'm finding that. Sheet.
I'm not sure which sheet you're using, but
it was the Google sheet that Guido sent out.
Okay. With a 17 Wisdom, your modifier would be a +3.
Oh, that's the modifier. Okay, got it. Yep. So it'll be 11.
Okay. 11. So he comes back up with the start, and he kind of just looks up at you and says, "Oh, thank you for that, sir. Got to tell you, that was worse than last time." He just tries to stand up and kind of goes to a knee.
Yeah, easy. There's only so much I can do with this area.
And then he looks over weakly at Shushar and he says, "Now you pay up." And Shushar doesn't respond. He seems to be in some meditative state. And Jinvir says, I bet him that you'd heal me when I got back. All right. So you have another part of the Motley Crew stool, the Myconid, who seems to have some ability to pop out spores and engage everyone in a telepathic link, which can be very annoying or very helpful, depending on the circumstance.
Have you ever had players try to eat him?
Eat him?
Yeah.
No, generally people will go out of their way to make sure that stool is safe.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's the mascot character. I get that. It's just...
I've never had anyone try to eat him. No.
I'm amused. So I walk over and start to scrape off a little bit of him.
Okay.
And I kind of separate it into 2 parts. And I walk over to Taston and I kind of offer it for him to eat.
Not going to happen.
Yeah, trust me.
It's not poisonous, I swear.
Oh yeah, I'll eat some first.
You die.
No, it's not a matter of trust. It's just like we've been bathing in it.
No.
Okay. I'm at a dwarf, so if it's poison, I should be fine anyways. But seriously, though, I do actually eat some, and then
You're going to scrape off some of the spores and eat it?
Yeah.
All right. It tastes terrible.
I know. It should.
Okay. You can tell they are poisonous.
Oh, they are actually poisonous?
Yes.
So I eat some, and then I pause for a second, and then I withdraw my hand like...
Yeah, that you don't want to swallow this.
Hang on. Am I immune to poison? Hey, let me check that.
You're not immune to poison. You're resistant to poison.
Yeah, I get advantage on poison throws, and I am resistant to poison damage. I don't know what that means.
You take half damage from poison.
Well, looks like I'll be healing another guy.
Hey, hold up. I feel like I missed something. Isn't this what allows us to communicate telepathically?
No, it was breathing the spores, not eating them.
What's the difference?
According to the stats, there's a lot.
Really?
Yes.
All right, fine. So hang on. Suddenly, time rewinds, and we all watch it. It goes back. It's like someone rewound the film reel.
Mm-hmm.
And then I walk up, I scrape up some of the herbs, and I inhale them.
Okay, there you go. That's
and then offer some to Taston to inhale.
I take a single finger and get a very small amount, and then at a distance smell.
the draw says, "Are you really huffing a myconid?"
I just pin him with
Disgusting.
a glare. In fact, I want to roll.
Oh, this is giving
Roll
me
the
a
glare.
headache.
Yeah, I'm rolling to glare. Oh, that's what is this?
All right, he counter glares.
Is it intimidation?
It is intimidation.
Okay.
Oh, he's a drow. He's very good at glaring.
What did you get?
I got a 17.
Yes.
Oh, did you beat him?
I rolled a 20. I have no modifiers.
Oh, wow. So there's
But I
this
rolled a 20.
intense glare off as Mark is over there huffing myconid spores. And Sereth is in their corner rubbing his head and just glaring at him. But eventually he looks away first, so you've won.
Okay, I won the cool check. I'm ready. Okay, so can I hear Taston's? Taston, can you hear me?
It starts to come into your mind. Yes, you can start hearing him. And you hear Stool say, "Oh, welcome back.
Hi, Stool.
It's so wonderful being in the link.
It is amazing. Oh, you got bits.
In our own collective."
Thank you, Bo Stevens.
So
yes,
is he a Borg?
being part of the collective.
No,
It is actually.
No.
It's
I mean,
kinda
given how
similar.
myconids work, yeah, it's pretty close. The only difference is each individual myconid does have individuality, whereas like a Borg drone has nothing. It is just a piece of metal.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Well, okay, I'm not counting. Let's not get into it.
Wasn't there at least a couple episodes where they? Yeah.
Oh no. The Borg thing is fine. I was just commenting
No,
on the
I know-
myconid
myconid.
comment.
I know
Okay.
what he's referring to, but the point is there is such a thing as a myconid that is not a unit.
Yes.
Anyways, not that I know that in character. All I know is these are evil death things.
Yep. That's why you scrape their spores off and start huffing them.
Right.
Like, maybe I'll become more evil this way.
Play.
This is all part of my plan to become a demon hunter.
Does it is Mark bald?
What? That's way off left field.
Yes.
Hang on. Let me
Apropos
picture my
of
character
nothing.
really quick. Because I told you I've got like the Obi-Wan robes, right? Very simple and very well kept. And I like the idea that I do have like this beard, like just the outline,
Right.
very, very well trimmed.
Right.
And I do like, so yeah, I'll go ahead and go with bald.
Okay.
I will do that.
So I'm going to walk over to Mark, and with the hand that I have been poking Stool with, pat him on the back.
Okay.
This cloud of spores is just going to erupt from my hand.
All right, hold on. I need to see if anyone's nearby.
Yeah, I was going to say, this might actually completely ruin what I was just trying to do.
All right.
Maybe I'm holding for another hour here.
While you're rolling that, hello, Welsh Knight. Thank you for joining us. And SJ, I did see you come in earlier. I just didn't want to interrupt the flow of the conversation.
So believe it or not, there was only one person who was affected by it.
Who is it?
You start hearing
Oh, God. Of course.
Can I
as
put him in a sleeper hold? Is that a thing I can do?
you could try. You get the sense that Topsy would not like that.
That's
like a-
nice. What
like
is
a
the roll
monk
going to
version.
be to put him into a... Yeah.
You just need a monk version of the Vulcan neck pinch.
Exactly. It's
But,
instead of the hand, it's just the whole arm. Just
No, he's not actually snorting inside his head.
No, I get it. He's rabid. I get it.
He's no, he's not actually. When you're hearing his thoughts, he is in intense concentration, trying to. You just like since he's like just in pain, like something is trying to hurt him, and he is trying his best to keep it out. He just keeps saying,
Physical
go away,
pain,
go away,
mental
go away.
pain, emotional
I
pain,
meant-
spiritual pain,
Mentally,
mental. That's
Okay,
bad.
so given-
that's bad.
Like a mental situation, but perhaps a possession situation.
seems very similar to it.
Okay.
Do we need to do a will save because we just connected to this?
No.
Okay.
It is not anything like that. But if you would like, you can make an could be a lot of different
open your
things.
mind.
I'm gonna roll a dice on it.
Either a religion or
You got it.
an arcana check.
That's 10 either way for me.
Okay.
Is this everyone or just?
I mean, you're connected too, aren't you? Like you were in the cloud, so.
I mean, yeah, I'm giving you in the cloud since you just poofed it in front of.
Yeah, we're all uploaded in the cloud.
Yes, we are all Google now.
So
Thank you,
20,
SJ.
20 not natural.
Oh, okay.
Religion?
Or Arcana.
Or arcana.
Oh, if I can do Arcana, then that's 18.
18. Okay.
And we're connected, so we'll know whatever he knows.
This is actually true.
The one time.
Yeah, for once it's useful.
And so he'll also realize that you know that he knows that you know.
Oh, God,
no.
loop.
And then Stu will be like, what's going on?
It's like feedback on a speaker.
Exactly. It just gets louder and louder.
Suddenly all three of you are around it.
Okay.
No. All right. So, Taston and Liam, you believe he is likely affected by some sort of curse, magical curse. And it is causing him great mental anguish to try and fight it off. Now, you with a 20 specifically, Taston, you believe you can somewhat identify this curse because it has come into the attention of temples and specifically healers before. You're not 100% sure, but you think he could possibly be affected by some type of lycanthropy.
Oh, that's a bad day.
Yeah. You've seen things similar to this before, and now that you're actually seeing his mental state, the dots are kind of connecting here. Maybe not something you've personally dealt with, because it's a little above the pay grade right now. But
Right.
you know that priests do sometimes have to deal with things like this, like curing them or telling people that, sorry, you can't be cured, things like that.
Okay. Well, a little bit of good news, bad news right now. Bad news is he might change. Good news is he can't see the moon. So we got that going for us.
Oh, you're not sure what kind of lycanthropy?
It's always going to be the bad kind.
Well, I was going to say, I doubt he's a true. He's got to be infected, is what it sounds like to me.
Probably.
Not that I'm saying that out loud.
And, I mean,
Well,
he can kind of
hear that.
Fair.
what's happening. So he, he's, for the first time, he's paying attention to you three, but he really does not have any mental fortitude. He's either too smart to let down his defenses to try and talk to you, or he just can't.
Okay, so
That's really bad. One were-rat could probably kill us right now.
I want to take a closer look. How many eyes does he have?
a were
2?
spider.
Drow.
He has 2 eyes.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah, well.
So I'm going to turn to Topsy and say, what do you know about your brother's condition?
Is what? But she hasn't been in this link. She's like, wait, what do you mean? He's a bit messed up in the head.
No, like when was he bit?
Now she realizes, so you can see her expression just instantly change. Like she's like, do I need to do something? But she says, a while back, okay?
I need to know what by to see if we can help him.
A rat, all right?
Hold it.
Damn it, he called it.
Listen, back where we come from, it's a real problem, all right?
Okay, so do I need to roll?
Actually, I could do a history roll on were rats.
I was gonna say, do we know how long of a time frame he would have after being bitten before he's permanently locked?
That's probably not history.
That'd be
History would give you like legends and stories about it. Yeah, go ahead and make me either nature,
Medicine,
actually.
maybe? Or I guess nature.
Medicine. I'd give you medicine twos.
Okay.
I'll do a medicine roll.
Medicine or arcana or even religion, since priests deal with this a lot.
I got a 16.
Okay.
medicine, so that's a higher stat than religion. Uh, 24.
All right. Well, apparently your temple dealt with this stuff specifically.
No kidding.
What'd you get, Liam?
I got a 10 on Arcana.
Oh my god, dude. He's really distracted by these spores, guys.
Not
He's
a magical rat.
He's like, oh, yes.
I'm still trying to figure out if I can make use of, the spores and stuff. So
No. What
Yeah.
he's thinking is how can he make use of were rat parts now?
Upgrading, yes.
Yep. Yep.
Not a bad idea.
Please don't do that.
Always be closing. That's right, all the time.
okay,
Making deals.
so I have to interrupt
Okay.
because I know you guys have my stream muted. I've got the sound effects thing, and it actually worked this time. Bo Stevens just played the. It's from Shawshank Redemption. It was at this moment he knew he fucked up.
Oh.
That seems about right.
Yes.
Yeah, that was perfect.
All right.
Oh my god.
So, Tassin, I'm just going to give you some excerpts straight from this information on lycanthropes,
Okay.
because you've rolled so high. So, a creature can be afflicted with the curse of lycanthropy after being wounded, or if one or both of its parents are lichens. Obviously, it's the former rather than the latter, or so they say. A spell similar to Remove Curse can rid the afflicted creature of the curse, but the natural-born one can only be freed by a wish.
Okay.
Now, they can choose to resist the curse or embrace it. By resisting it, they retain their personality, but they have to live their life burying deep the bestial urges raging inside it, which is what you're seeing here. When the full moon rises, it becomes too strong to resist.
You mind if I toss something in on top of that?
Sure.
Were rats in particular are worse because were rats, so the nature of their curse is a little more virulent than typical lycanthropes, that is to say werewolves. And a were rat actually cannot birth another were rat. So they naturally spread through infection, which they do all the time because it's so much harder to resist. Now, this is in lore. I don't know if this is true in stats in 5th edition, but the DC back in 3rd edition was higher for a were rat. They also pretty much mandate pack mentality. So if you see one were rat, they are not alone.
Yes, that is very much true. As a matter of fact, a lot of times they form into clans, and they operate a lot like a thieves guild. So in a way, they kind of control themselves, but you've still got. Well, I mean, they only bite people they want to induct into the guild. They don't just go randomly doing it all the time.
Well, yeah. They're recruiting basically.
Yeah, but on the other hand, it's a clan full of were-rats.
Yeah. Now, thankfully, I think we're okay. By the way, I saw that, Guido. That is very funny.
Bregwin just played, I got a bad feeling about that.
Oh, my God. In this circumstance, I think we're kind of okay. Like, normally seeing a were-rat like this would be a, oh, God, kind of a
Kill it
moment.
with fire.
Kill it with fire right now kind of a deal. But it looks like this guy is a unique circumstance who's been fighting it for a while. There's a hope here, right?
Yeah, I mean, you do know, or at least Tassin knows, and thanks to him, you all know that once the full moon happens, and this, of course, this is the gremlins. Well, when is it after midnight thing? When the full moon happens, there's no way he can absolutely resist it. There is going to be one night where he will be a were-rat.
Yep. And we have no idea when that will be.
Yeah, because I haven't
You
seen
think it's pretty
Skye in quite
close,
some time.
but
Damn it, third. Let me check the next page of the module.
Yeah.
Hey,
Look.
No. This is entirely up to me.
I'm rolling my stealth here.
It is.
Wait, it literally says GM's discretion for when the
Most of the stuff in here is GM's discretion.
Oh my god. Okay.
Translation, we're screwed.
Thank you for stopping by, Bo Stevens.
So
that's awful.
I'm going to try and sleight of hand the chain off Mark and tie Turvey up.
Yes, that old trope.
Yep. I rolled a 13 on my stealth.
Yep, that's the one. That's the one.
That's it. Nobody can see it.
I have attempted moving so slowly. Yeah.
So I guess the question is, are you trying to hide that you're doing this from Turvey? Because he is in the link.
The chain?
No. I mean, like, he literally, he's in the link.
So are we hiding all of the stuff we did? No. Or actually, are we capable? That's actually a better question.
I mean, yes.
Because both of us have kind of succeeded at
it's a mental stealth check, basically.
All right, I'll do a mental stealth check. Oh, God. What's my mod? Because I'm going to need it.
I will say this. Actually, you know what? Liam, go ahead and make me an insight check. I'll give you advantage since it's much easier if you're in a link with the person.
11.
11? Okay. That's good.
By the way, this is set in Faerun, Nescosta.
Mm-hmm. You get the sense that he kind of senses what you're going to do, and he doesn't. You don't feel like he would try and resist it just because he knows what you're doing, and
because we're not trying to hurt him, we're just trying to restrain him.
Yes,
just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Because third is evil, like pure evil. And he could decide to happen like right now. In fact, I guarantee you, he's just in the background doing this every few seconds.
Well, see, I know when it's going to happen. The question is, do you know?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Guaranteed no.
That's always terrible. All right, I immediately kill the GM.
Oh.
So
every time. Yeah. All right, so you wrap him up, and even though he, on the outside, he is very feral, and he seems like he kind of struggles almost instinctively, you bind him up pretty quickly. And Topsy looks very worried, but you can tell that she understands. But everybody else is like, what are you doing, dude?
It's an old Dwarven game. I don't say that.
Oh, this says it's not. No.
Just immediately, nope.
Dang it.
No, actually, the prince says, I do say, dear Liam, is there something you wish to tell us about this? Rot says he's establishing dominance.
Yeah.
Call it I was going to say gut instinct, but that is totally the wrong term to use. Intuition. Call it intuition.
Topsy says, no, it's fine. He's just making sure he doesn't get too unhinged and go off on someone here. He's had a very bad life.
So while this is all happening, I want to basically convey a message to those two and hopefully no one else. So let's do this mental stealth check here.
Okay.
What am I rolling?
Just go do a straight up wisdom check.
Okay. 21.
21. Okay. Yeah.
I actually have decent whiz, although my whiz could be better. So thought, paper, handwriting, message.
Okay.
And I'm conveying the message that I got in Elven earlier. Obviously, I translate it.
Yes.
2 days' time, guards absent, that's our chance. And then there's basically just kind of a question mark put at the end of it. If Stool says anything, I punch him as hard as I can.
Stool is saying stuff, but it's more like, this is interesting. Stool's still carting Turvy around, although Turvy is now chained up. So,
This all checks
in a
out.
way,
Okay.
you have a prisoner platform, I guess.
Prisoner platform.
Okay.
Yep.
We need a hierarchy. Everyone needs a hierarchy. So yeah.
I'm gonna think best option.
I mean, it's the best I've been able to hear about, and I mean, we talked last time. This is kind of mentally thought out. We talked last time about bailing early rather than late because this situation is just going to keep getting worse. But 2 days isn't that long to wait, and that sounds like a hell of a thing. And if it's basically, I don't think it's a trap. I'm just going to go and think that out loud. Okay. They have so many ways to torture and kill us. They don't need to do this.
I look at Liam and think, do you know how to cure a curse?
Ooh.
I wish I did.
All right, that's what I thought.
That's actually an interesting question.
I turn and look at Jim Jar. Hey, Jim Jar.
Hey, buddy.
I bet you half of my next rations that you don't know where there's a magic store of scrolls here in this area.
Ooh. Does he know?
I'm trying to think of like the equivalent, like where would they have scrolls that would be cure, that could potentially be cure curse.
I actually don't remember. Does remove curse work on this?
Yes.
Okay, so that's third level for reference.
Yeah, if they're not a natural, born like him. Yeah, so fairly high mojo. But Jim Jar says, "Afraid you're going to lose that bet, my friend. But the priestess keeps scrolls in her shrine to Loth."
You've seen them personally, I'm assuming.
I have indeed. I don't know what's on them, but I've seen them.
Okay. All right. Well, now we'll just see if I will assume, as a Kellenbor fearing creature like yourself, that you are telling me the truth. So my next half rations is yours. I
have a great deal of respect for many of the deities up above, and some down below. Do not worry.
I do have good news. Remove curse is a cleric, paladin, warlock, and wizard spell. So there's actually a change.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. Mentally to Liam, like, do you know how to cast that scroll? Because I don't know if I can.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that would be
I don't have that in my book right now.
I think it'll be a roll because his or your level.
It would be. It would be 10 plus the spell level in a straight casting ability score modifier. So it'd be either intelligence or wisdom, depending on if Liam or Taston cast it.
That might be a worth using the Platty Waddle kind of a situation if we get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so 2 days pass.
All right. I'm going to wait out the 2 days. Okay.
I mean, honestly, anyone have any other ideas until... I mean, obviously waiting for anything to happen, but...
Yeah, I was thinking like a plan of like when we escape the cell, making a trip past the priestess's place, ransacking, see if we can find a cure curse.
I'm going to go out of my way to try and befriend people at this point over the 2 days period of times. What? Oh, God.
Sorry.
Oh,
God. Ignore this. Sorry.
And then we all die.
There's an earthquake. You die. Rocks fall. Everybody dies.
Well, all right. Okay.
I knew this is Neverwinter Nights too.
Are you trying to befriend anyone specifically or just trying to be a general?
How much time do I have, I guess, is the question.
2 days, as far as you know.
Don't do that. Okay, so...
You have 2 days.
Okay. So I got to be honest, my knee-jerk reaction is to actually try and go after Seraph. So I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Well, no, because in a video game, that would be the right call. It would be a Vaconia situation. Baldur's Gate, right?
Yeah. This is
D&D. So he's evil, and we need to kill him.
Right.
So I'm going to actually try to reach out to Eldith and Topsy. And I think I'll just limit it to those two. I'm going to try and befriend those two. Actually, no, I take that back. Also, Jim Jar.
Okay. Liam, you automatically are friends with Prince Darendil.
And I'm assuming I can't get Ron's off my case.
Yes, Tassin, you're automatically friends with Ron. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this. They are automatically friends with you. I don't know if the feeling is mutual. But
Hang on, so I'm up here with them. And he's over there with them. Where's there you are.
Tarvik is kind of a package deal with Topsy. That's just
That's
works.
acceptable. That's I'm with
Stool just loves everybody.
I have slowly come to the idea that Stool is either not a deliberate threat or I was misled in the tales.
I mean, you don't know. Like it's like,
that's how they get
it's
you.
it's a kid.
That's true. That's it. We can reprogram him.
Yes. This is you. Congratulations. We'll insert an algorithm they won't expect.
Yes.
We're going to make them solve an impossible problem. Okay.
Oh
Where's the whiteboard?
No one expects the Spanish algorithm.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? This statement is false. All right. So go ahead and make a persuasion check.
How many?
Mr. Mark. No. We're just going to do it one, but I will give you advantage on this because you have.
Thank God.
Because you have
That's
helped
much
many
better.
characters.
So the first one would have been total a 6.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Second one's a 16.
A 16. Okay. So Topsy and Turvy, you mainly can only talk with Topsy unless you huff some spores and get Turvy to do that as well. But you start, you talk with them a little bit, and Ginger actually.
Wait. I'm just suddenly picturing. So okay, then this catnip is like Stool, and this is Turvy.
Mm-hmm.
Just breathe deeply.
Breathe. You kind of get the feeling that Stool and Turvy do quote unquote talk to each other just because he's tied to Stool, basically. He's always in the presence of these spores.
Okay.
It's like one of those movies where it's like Master Blaster, except
Oh God.
Except one's insane, the other one's a midget. All right.
So he runs Bartertown. Got it.
Yes. Eldith, Eldith had been kind of standoffish, right? Ever since he woke up.
Yeah, I've got that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she's evil. She needs to die.
Oh, I knew it.
No, actually, she does warm up like pretty much immediately as soon as you actually like start engaging her, and Jim Jar and Topsy and everybody in turn. She seems to be kind of like a weird case. She at the same time literally seems to have like kind of lost hope of anything happening, but at any word of hey, we're gonna do you tell them about
No.
Okay.
Very no.
But if you engage her at all, she kind of seems to perk up, and she just seems to be that kind of person who won't go out of her way to actually talk to anybody. But if somebody talks to her, she's like, "Oh, blah 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 blah." You learn a little bit better. She's, of course, she was already on her way to Gondelgrim when she got captured, and she's a scout. She knows a little bit about the Underdark, that kind of stuff.
What was the name? So we had 2 towns we could go towards, and I know one is Gondelgrim. What was the other one?
So you had
It was the outpost, wasn't it?
You had 3 locations we could go to.
Gondelgrim.
Yeah.
You had Blingenstone, which is a deep known place.
Blingenstone. That was another one.
Technically Menzo Veranzan?
Yeah, that was the third one.
No.
I want to basically, in conversation with her, mention both Blingenstone and Gondelgrim in like casual conversation. Of course, history buff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the angle I'm going. What I'm doing is watching to see how she reacts to both.
She obviously wants to go to Gondelgrim.
That's kind of what I figured.
I mean, you kind of expected that.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have anything bad to say about Blingenstone.
Okay.
She's actually, since the deep gnomes are there, she was, she just reminisces about how, well, if we were going to get out of here, me and Bruno Battlehammer and the rest of the Enclave over there, we were hoping to establish a trade route to Blingenstone eventually. And Jimjar and Topsy will just kind of reminisce about better times in Blingenstone, especially Jimjar, who admits that it's kind of gone to seed, but they're making efforts to reclaim it.
Okay.
All right. Liam,
Oh, I rolled.
is there
to
anyone
seduce
else
her,
you'd
too.
like to... I'm sorry?
Nothing.
Is there anyone else you'd like to try and be a friend? I mean, the prince will tell you whatever you want to about his kingdom.
I love how Guido's response is, "Why would I?" He's not even saying that. He's just, "No, we're good." You know what? No, it's cool. There's no thing here.
I'm going to ask the prince what he thinks of Bupido.
Oh, okay. The prince says he's kind of an odd sort, isn't he? He's one of those Darrow, nasty slave races from the Underdark. He seems intelligent enough for one of his kind. We've had a few conversations. I suppose he means well. He's okay.
Hmm.
I wouldn't have him as one of my advisors or even at court, though.
No, not at court. No.
He'd be a good manager.
Hmm. And what about the Sareth character?
Sareth? Well, he's a drow. Do I need to say more? There's a reason his people were cursed.
There should also be a reason why he's here.
Oh, of course, he's told us, well, not all about it, but he's a murderer, and as far as I'm concerned, that's reason enough for him to be in here.
Did we get anything off of him when we were in the telepathic cloud?
Ooh. No, actually, you don't remember him saying anything at all in the telepathic cloud. Actually, just make me a straight up intelligence check. This is a memory check.
Intelligence. 15.
15. Yes, you're thinking back and just kind of playing back through what had all taken place in the crowd and trying to sort it all out. Like, you never even remember hearing a peep of his voice at any point in time during the link.
Okay.
At all. Whereas everybody else at least had something to say.
I'm going to try and strike up a conversation with Bupido.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
Oh, that's an 18 on the dice. Said persuasion.
Yes.
So that's a 21.
21. All right. So Bupido is actually, once he realizes you actually just want to talk to him or something like that, he is almost like in a rough way, but he's very personable. He kind of gives you the impression of the old guy who's been around for far too long and just wants to say how terrible something is, but at the same time you can kind of sense he's got like a lot of knowledge locked away if you can just actually get him to talk about it. He tells you, he's like, I was originally from Gracklestug, the Durgar city. Pretty nice place, except when you're a slave, which I was. But as far as the economy and stuff goes, it's pretty good. Probably one of the bigger and more heavily defended cities in all of the Underdark. And the Durgar are cruel taskmasters, but if they're not good laborers, rulers, and all that sort of stuff, you kind of have to respect them in a unique way, right? Like, they're cruel, but they get things done. Very practical.
I see.
Yeah. I mean, he goes on about that for a bit. A couple things you do find out is they apparently do have, he knows the way to it, roughly. And they have a lot of trade routes to the surface. and other parts of the Underdark, of course, out there.
Okay.
I mean, it is a legit city.
Well, we may be relying on you to help guide us if we ever make it out of here.
Well, that'd be nice if we did, wouldn't it? You kind of get the sense that he doesn't really believe it's going to happen.
If we don't have hope, we don't have anything.
Well, hope is something for people with faith. I just prefer to just look at my odds, and right now they don't look good.
Is this one of the betting people?
No,
Oh,
Jimgar
okay.
is the betting person.
Okay. Well, I can't say as I'm a man of faith myself, but
Yeah, good.
like I said, if you don't have hope, then it's hard to look to tomorrow.
Yeah, it keeps you going, I suppose, at least.
Exactly.
That serves some practical use. But anyway, I'm a man of science. I just think about that scene, Nacho Libre. I only believe in science. All right, so your conversion with these two. Taston, is there? I mean, Rod obviously is stuck to you, asking about your. I mean, he's seen the symbol of Kellenborn. He's like, oh, you're like a bone shaman. And he doesn't get it, but
In a manner of speaking.
he saw you heal Jim Jar, and he was like, oh, great jobbing.
Okay, so due to that, I kind of, in a couple of passing comments to Shushar, I make mention that I heard Bront mention that he's been watching you meditate and wonder if it makes you stronger in battle. He seems kind of interested in your meditation.
Bront's like, I didn't say that. You look at him, he's like, oh yeah, I did say that. So Shushar just like, he just has been sitting here most of the time just meditating, quote unquote. But he opens up an eye when you see that and gives you like the hugest, most gooey smile you've seen in quite some time. And he says, my friend, it is true, it makes us stronger. It makes our in ourselves stronger. Guys, for you see,
Can I interrupt?
him out.
I want to walk over. Then I want to walk over, pin him with here, I'll do a glare check. Hang on. Okay, that's actually pretty good. That's going to be 14.
All right, he counters with a disarming.
And I'm no.
smile.
I'm not trying to shut him up though. I want to plant myself in front of him.
He just looks. He looks at you, and he's a little bit taller than you, although he's pretty pudgy. And he just looks at you, and he says, "You look like you could use a Kuatoa hug, my friend." And he opens his arms.
Okay.
Slime dripping
different
off of
kind.
him.
Okay, no, that's a different type of arm. So I get in position.
Mhm.
I'm like, all right, and I start the opposing strength check to keep his arms out.
He tries to wrap his arms around you, and you're just trying to keep them.
No.
I'm making a strength check. How did this become about this?
He said it gives him inner strength. I wanted to test it.
Okay. I have to look up the strength of a Kuatoa. Thank you.
I aim to make your job harder.
Show me your powers, Dark One.
Sheet. Here we go.
Oh, he's not too bad. Okay.
Well, I'm glad I rolled well then. 21.
It's technically possible,
Oh.
but not with that roll.
Okay. I'm about to make a fool of myself here.
So he's like, my friend, you must relax. Let yourself relax.
And I'm like, yes, this is awesome. And like whatever he gives up, he's going to give up at some point, I assume.
Yeah, he tires out after a little bit.
All right. Oh. And I'm going to smile at him and just kind of nod like, thanks. And then walk back off.
Some people do not know the way. Well, He, what were we talking about again, my cleric friend?
Meditation.
Inner strength, yes.
I come back
see.
over.
He ignores you. I am the first
Ignores you.
of the Kuatoa to achieve inner enlightenment through complete pacifism. Very, very contrary to the ways of my people. It is my intention that in this life or the next, I will come back to them, whatever form I take, and teach them the ways of peace, so they will cease to be a bunch of murderous fish people.
Is that how you came to be imprisoned?
I must admit, I fell asleep next to the road and I woke up chained. Meditation is very boring sometimes. But one day, I shall return to, and he says something that sounds like, my hometown at the dark lake, and they will know peace.
I'm sure it's very beautiful.
It is very beautiful. The severed fish heads lining the coastline. The massive altar to the deep ones in the center of town.
I'm sorry, deep ones?
Yes. The ones that live in the dark lake, in the dark below.
Can I do a religion check for Cthulhu crossover?
Sure, go ahead. This is a religious thing.
12.
12.
Nightmare fuel? Got it.
This is probably some smaller tribal god or gods or something like this that you've not heard of. You know. He could be describing a great many things. But he says, yes, they will know peace, and willing they will not wake the ones below the dark lake with their violent and murderous ways.
See.
You should come and visit us in the next life. Would you like me to teach you how to ascend to the next life?
I will put that on my to-do list.
In all due time.
Yes. First.
But you should be quick. You probably do not have very much time.
Well, the Lord calls for us all eventually.
This is true. Down to the deep, briny depths.
Or some to the Crystal Spire.
The what now?
Now, out of character, I have not delved too deeply into the lore of Kelemvor after the Time of Troubles, which is my actual personal knowledge base level of him ascending to godhood.
You know what? I heard a call for lore.
So, actually, this went off the top of my head because I've covered this recently. See, Kelemvor's not actually the god of the dead. That's the first thing I got to get across there. So, I'm not sure his clerics know that because it functionally doesn't matter. Basically, when the original dude, I can't remember his name, gave up his slots to everyone, he didn't actually do that. It was temporary. So they still got the powers in the portfolio, but he was actually still the god of the dead. Now, that's just relevant because after the Time of Troubles and after all that was settled, he kind of started taking up positions again, just little bits of responsibility. And as he did so, little threads of the whole management of the dead thing kind of started segueing back to him from Kelemvor, right?
Okay.
Now, Kelemvor himself, after several incidents during the Time of Troubles, you're probably aware of this, he was knocked down into this like emotionless state of block, right?
Yeah.
And apparently he has stayed in what I would call a state of torpor ever since.
Okay.
Like basically sheer depression because everything's horrible. And he knows that now with total certainty.
Mm-hmm.
Now, third, you already answered this, but I do need a GM ruling. Does the wall exist in 5th edition?
I mean, in 5e it does. Right now, no.
So in this campaign that we're playing, the wall does not exist.
Right.
Now that's relevant because the wall was shattered in 4th edition.
Okay.
And that was one of the biggest sources of Kelemvor's angst. As a consequence, then, we can then extrapolate that he is actually doing a lot better now as a consequence of the fact that the freaking wall's gone. Now, There's also a little side story, which I don't know what ended up happening about it, about him trying to take back some of the reins of the God of the Dead thing from, I can't remember his name. Third, do you know anything about this? Because I'm not that familiar with 5th edition.
I know who you're talking about. I don't remember the name. Essentially, and if you're a cleric of Kellenberg, you kind of know this. I mean, he kind of has taken back his place of God of the Dead, or at least as the person who judges people.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, that's his current status right now.
Okay.
You know, he's under new management. The Crystal Spire was under new management, and he has kind of gone back to, or he has taken up the mantle rather, of judging people and not being so terrible as previous results have been.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still not great, but it's a lot better.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Like, you don't go into eternal,
The wall's gone. Enough said.
He basically sends you to purgatory if you're bad.
Oh.
So what's the too long didn't read for what the wall is? Because I'm not familiar with that concept.
Jesus Christ. It's the worst thing in the setting. That's the simple answer.
Okay.
I could go into detail. It really is just the worst thing in the setting.
Okay.
Oh, I should explain one quick thing. It's called the Wall of the Faithless. That means if you did not, in your heart, in your mind, actually worship a god, that's where you went. Automatic, no nothings.
Regardless of whatever you may or may have done.
Regardless of anything.
Okay. One-way
You're
ticket.
in the wall. Screw you.
Okay.
And suddenly demon worship makes a lot more sense in this.
Yeah.
Well, compared to the alternative, okay, I can kind of see that.
You want to be a devil forever, or you want to be fused into a wall of eternal hope?
Yeah, just one little addendum.
Well,
when the wall was still up, you hung out in the city. I can't think of the name of the city, but the city of the dead for a bit while your case was being judged. Mm-hmm. It was legally allowed for devils to show up and say, hey, so you want to become a devil? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people took them up on that because they were going to the wall or something worse. Right?
There's room for promotion.
There is. That's not even a joke. There is room for promotion. There is room for growth, and it's better than the alternative. Now, there's an addendum here. Demons also recruit, but they recruit from the wall. Like the moment you're put in, you have a little bit of time before it gets really, really, really bad. Mm-hmm. And so demons will poach the wall and be like, you want to be a demon?
That's some dark shit right there.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. That's why I was like, hey, third, tell me the wall's gone. Tell me the damn thing is gone.
Yeah, no, it's gone. It actually makes a lot more sense for like the story now for it to be gone as well.
Oh, okay. God. That's an interesting thought.
Yeah. No reason. They actually had the Crystal Spire in like a camping arena like 6 years ago.
Really?
Remember when they did the whole giant thing in the prehistoric game? And then you actually went to the realm and you saw people line up in the crystal. You were in the Crystal Spire and you started causing chaos.
Wow.
That didn't go well. Anyway, so he seems to have brought his own brand of Kuatoa religion, which at least is not murderous, as he said. So, Frog. But he seems to engage people who actually take at least a passing interest in it, and he's one of those people who are very, very forgiving, even if you're obviously not interested at all or think he's saying something rubbish. He's like, it's live and not live. Leaving only Sereth back here. Poor Sereth. He's just over in a corner rubbing his head.
Okay, can I admit something really quick?
Yes.
I mentioned that I was playing this as an aside to a friend, and he kind of spoiled something about Sereth for me. I don't know if you're going to go that route with it, because I know this is very open world. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to decide if I should act on that out of character knowledge or not. What do you guys think?
I have no idea what he told you. So,
do you want me to share?
I mean, once you message me. So.
Oh, okay, I can do that. Are you on Discord?
I am.
Yeah. By the way, pro tip: never spoil anything to me. I hate it when people do that randomly and casually, like I just described.
Especially in a campaign you're currently in.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what the hell, dude? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought, like, this is your first time playing? Yes!
This is your first time playing?
No, I'm doing the new game plus.
That would be awesome, actually. Yeah. All right, we're in prison, level 15.
Let's do this.
Spoil it. There is actually a new game plus for this.
Unbelievable.
Oh God.
There is a new game plus.
Okay, how? I gotta know how. I don't mean in lore. I mean in game.
You play as the Drow.
It involves time travel.
Of course it does.
Okay, that's cool. Where's
Congratulations! You're at the start of the campaign. You're still who you are. Go. He has to die. He has to die. He has to.
Yeah, let's go like Groundhog Day. Let's do this.
Wait, what? No. Oh. Artel, sorry, and that's not you. Right. So Liam, are you happy with engaging these two fellows?
I was actually thinking of trying to engage Seraph as well, but I'm just trying to think of how.
He is a tough nut to crack. What happens is they find PIM particles, and then they have to go back and collect.
I like that movie, and I still think that's stupid.
I get the time stone.
Oh, dude, you just gave me an idea for a campaign. Each player gets one stone, right? And you kind of map out like what they can do, and they get better as you level, as you get more experience with using them, you know?
All right, so Laura, I'll say this. That was totally a DM choice.
Okay, that is kind of... that makes it a little more okay. That means that's just irrelevant at that point. That I can just...
Yeah, I will say that there's no preset. They're just going to do this no matter what for anybody here.
That is a little surprising since I've read a lot of modules and they usually do that. But okay, I believe you.
Well, I mean,
he's secretly lying to us, guys. We need to kill him.
It's really not. I mean, everybody has motivations. They have certain things in their backstory, but it's not like once you reach page 58, they suddenly turn around and say, "Ha-ha, my sudden and inevitable betrayal." And
I knew it.
Well, it's not a problem because
not a video game.
I'm the traitor.
I'm reminded of the Brass City module, an older one, and there was a lot of notes like that, like this is this, and this and this, and this and this. Side note, this character will inevitably turn on the player the moment they have the chance, just stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
fortunately, they've cut out a lot of that in recent stuff I've seen.
Okay. Anyways, sorry to massively detract. Yeah. Guido is doing stuff.
I'm just trying to think of a way to initiate a conversation with Seraph that's in character, and I'm drawing a blank.
So how would Liam approach this?
Nah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Like logically or charismatically or what?
Snootishly.
What do we know about Seraph again?
You know that he is an accused murderer that he denies.
Mm-hmm.
You know that he has no memory of the supposed murder. You know that he does not take kindly to people disparaging Loth, so he still seems to have some loyalty there. Although he didn't violently attack anybody or anything.
Okay, so we've got 2 more days.
Yes.
Does Seraph often get taken for duties? The slave duties or whatnot?
He gets taken about as much as anybody else.
Okay. I'm going to try and get on one of those work parties with him. Hello, Baron.
Okay. So you go to one of the favorite tasks, marking out the quag of pins.
Great.
Yep.
Are we as observed as we were before?
There's just a couple of guards at the entrance. I mean, they generally don't pay much attention. There are several quaggoths roaming around this place. You get the feeling if you start acting up, they might actually have something to say about it. But you can discreetly talk if you need to.
I'm wondering if I should cast Unseen Servant and try and muck out the for me.
If you want to cast a spell, it is either a deception, sleight of hand. There's not a whole lot of places to actually like physically hide here, so it'd be one of those.
Yeah. I'm assuming they are watching me closer because of what I did before.
Oh yeah, you a little closer. And actually during these 2 days, they do have this thing where Ilvara herself comes down and investigates everybody for their magical use. You kind of get the feeling she doesn't really know a whole lot about investigating arcane stuff, even though she's obviously a priestess of Loth.
Okay.
She pays special attention to you, but doesn't really, do anything that would give her any real insight.
Okay.
They're obviously looking for more spell casting.
As much as I want to, and in character would be really tempted to,
Fireball.
I'm smart enough not to.
Okay.
So I'm not actually going to cast it, but I am going to take every opportunity I can to take a closer look at Sarah and see if there's any indication that the amnesia may be magically based.
Okay. Let's make an Arcana check.
Yep. Okay.
That sounds like a very clear, I want to make an Arcana check.
Yep. So that's a 19.
19 total. Okay. So just from looking at him, arcanely, you don't see any indication.
And for the record, not to interrupt, but I'm not doing this discreetly per se.
Mm-hmm.
I'm letting him know that, I'm trying to initiate conversation with him and investigate with his permission, with his, hopefully assistance. So
okay. So he's a little bit standoffish at first. He's like, "What are you doing, weirdo?" But go ahead and make me a charisma persuasion check.
Okay. Ooh, that's bad.
That's bad.
That's going to be a 9.
9. Okay. He's not cooperating. There's not a whole lot he can do about it. But most of the responses he gives you, like if you're like, "Oh, well, you talk to him about this or try to talk to him," he just, yes, fine, leave me alone. That kind of stuff.
Okay.
But you can still investigate him.
If you don't mind, I'd like to charisma in there to kind of like assist or whatever.
Well, he is on let's see if he got taken on this particular mucking route.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. I'm sorry.
Oh, actually, it rolled super high. As a matter of fact, you were.
Yay! Okay.
Out of pure chance.
So that is a 17 to help with this whole thing.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're basically acting like as the person he's actually talking to.
Okay.
While you're like, okay,
sure.
yes, will you please let him look at these? Like, oh, whatever. He's not going to find anything anyway.
Of course. I understand completely.
So back to why Loth is so awesome and all the other ruling families except mine are incredibly stupid.
I actually agree completely. Everything I've heard about Loth has just been fantastic. Did you hear that she was the only god who managed to go away and come back? That's impressive.
Many times.
Many times. I've only heard of the recent incident.
Oh, I'm. People have told me she's come to and from many times. And
tell me everything, sir. Everything.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Feed. There we go.
Liam, you don't get any indication that there is anything magically based that you can detect with your current senses. Now, if you were to cast something like detect magic or identify or something like that, that could definitely give you a more positive yes or no. But you don't see anything arcanely based that would do anything.
I am guessing I don't have my components to cast identify.
What does it take?
a pearl worth at least 100 gold pieces, and an owl feather.
You could probably get one of those. Guess which one? No.
I always headcanon that out personally, or GM house rule, because it's identifier. Come on.
So now this is what I normally do for doing things like spells that are outside the normal rules. You are improvising / doing something new, because I mean, magic is all about experimentation, trying something new, trying to go past your limits, right? So, if you would like to attempt with what you have, you may make an Arcana check.
Okay. Do I need to do a stealth check first?
Yes, unless you want it to be evident you're doing this.
This is gonna suck.
And if you would like, you may have Mark try and cover for you.
I was actually just about to say, I'm willing to take a hit, even to the point of being the center of attention if I have to make
if you want to distract the guards or something to give me a bonus, I would not be opposed.
It is either a check of a deception of some sort, or you know how you can potentially do this for free.
No, I do. I'm debating because I did roll an 18, but I don't know what my deception is. My deception is apparently 0. So, I was trying to play a non-charisma character for once. Okay, so I got to admit, I can't think of something in character to deceive them with. That's not going to involve me being whipped anyways.
I mean, a lot of stuff, if you get their attention, is going to be punishment worthy.
Yeah. You know what? Okay, I'm going to roll attack.
Are you going to attack Quaggoth?
No.
Oh, well, okay.
I'm going to attack the guard.
Wait, really?
I really want to, if I'm being honest.
No insight check needed. Attacking the Quaggoth would be a better result. You can try. You can try. You're pretty sure that attacking a guard is death.
No, I'll stick with the deception roll, which is like a 17 or whatever.
Okay.
So I spew invective or something. I don't know. Something to draw attention to me. I really can't think of anything.
You start mucking out the pen and drop a whole bunch on your shoes or your feet or something like that, and you're like, wow, it's dwarven curses.
I could attack myself. That's actually not a bad idea.
Oh!
Although I'd be like,
oh no, the bonus attack. Oh,
it's horrible.
All right.
The first rule of Fight Club.
Advantage. What did you get?
So this is for my deception?
Yes.
Okay.
Or sleight of hand.
This is worth it. I'm about to go get whipped for this.
All right. So this is going to be sleight of hand, which is 17 or 8.
All right. I would take the 17.
I think that's probably a better choice. Yeah.
That might be a thing.
So that beats the passive since they're not actively looking at you.
Okay. So then the Arcana check, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or no, to cast Identify.
To do this in an unconventional way, yes.
Oh, right. Okay. Ooh, that's 20. Wait, Arcana 23.
23. Okay. So that is a success.
Okay.
So you grab a whole bunch of other stuff from the Quaggoth piles that they have around here, because they've got other various bits. You find your feather, whatever. Then you grab some other stuff, and you're like, you're basically going to try and do a little bit of arcane foolery to try and replace that component, right?
Quaggoth tooth.
Yeah, and you're like, oh man, never tried this specifically, but we're going to see what happens. You're sitting there, you're plucking at the weave, trying to make the motions, but ever so slightly different to try and make this work. You're that guy on the computer sitting there going, well, just millions of lines just flow down.
I'm hacking.
Mm-hmm. And it is not completely without incident, as an unconventional spellcast never is. There's a little bit of, smoke as some of the ingredients just literally just disappear. which normally happens when you cast a spell that consumes something. It just never happens normally that violently. And you get a somewhat unique version of Identify. Now, I need you to go ahead and roll a D100. Remember this thing?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. 69.
All right, 69. Oh, wow.
How much damage do I take?
Well, you don't take any damage. This is just going to be very interesting to see what happens after this. So, the results of the Identify. So, actually, I need to see if this is a magic effect. Okay. All right. With this Identify, you are now sure that he has no spells or magic effects on him. He does. Well, that's technically not right now, because so you do detect the side effect of the weirdly cast Identify and the wild magic that happens because of the just aura phasers around here. Because this is hilarious. He also becomes invisible as the phasers just like warps the spell a bit as you touch him to identify, and the Identify goes off, but he also becomes invisible. So you detect that on him. Okay. He doesn't realize anything has happened yet. He's like, "Stop touching me, Liam." And he goes back to doing what he's doing. You just see this shovel. No, he's holding it. You just see this dung just kind of like disappear and then reappear as it gets thrown to the other side of the room.
So the shovel disappeared with him?
He's holding it, yeah.
Okay.
There's 2 feet imprints as he's just standing there.
You don't mind... Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Can I avoid being whipped by pointing attention to the invisible person with my deception roll?
No!
I'm just saying.
I mean, go ahead and make a perception check.
Real quick, though.
That's valid.
How do you point attention to someone who's invisible?
Where'd he go? Would be something along the lines of what I'd say. Okay, so perception is... Oh, God. What the heck is
it's wisdom-based.
Looks like I do not have it for anything. That sucks. So that is only a 13.
13. All right. I'll say this. Because you're kind of keeping your attention on what's going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as you can tell, Liam just touched him and he just vanished. You don't know if he's still there or he got teleported out or what. Although I will say you do, like, about a split second later, see a bit of dung just appear about 5 feet away from him and then fly to the other side of the room.
All right, I won't sell him out. I'll be whipped instead.
The guards are coming in.
If you don't mind a piece of advice, you might want to run.
They're not going after me.
No, they're not.
He doesn't get it. You can tell. He's looking at you. You think?
No, I can't tell.
Make a realization check for him. Oh, it's pretty good. He says, "Great Lothman, what did you do?"
Not what I intended. But it's an interesting side effect. You may want to take advantage of it if you can.
Go ahead and make a perception check again. Meanwhile, the guards are coming in at Mark.
15?
15? All right. You say that, but you don't hear any response.
Okay.
You notice that the shoveling has stopped.
Okay. I'm going to continue shoveling and act as if nothing happened.
All right.
Which is going to be a performance check. That's an 11.
All right. They're focused on Mark right now. So Mark, one of them comes over there and just like shouts at you in common to, stop that stupid dwarven language. Get the whip. The other one's like, gladly. And he takes it off the side. I'm actually going to make an attack roll for him.
Oh, Jesus.
Just see how good he is at this.
My AC is 13 for reverence.
All right, you rolled way above that. So you take, he's not that good with it. 2 points of damage. As it just goes, whoosh, hits you on the side. Do you stop?
Does he reach back to continue whipping?
If he doesn't stop after the first one, yes.
I'm sorely tempted to do something very stupid, but I'm not going to, so I will go ahead and stop. Wait, can I save state?
I guess.
All right, I save state real quick. Like F5.
That's
and then
sorry, you're back at the beginning.
No! God, no!
Stupid Bethesda
Love
games.
those games. Yeah, exactly.
It's F5 for save, F9 for load. Anyways, so so what I do is I basically immediately prostrate myself and say in Elvish, an eternal forgiveness for the servants of House Mizram. I eternal praise for House Mizram.
They don't believe you.
Why not?
No.
Here, hang on. Let me do my deception roll. Let me do it here. That's actually pretty good. That's an 18. I'm getting really weirdly lucky rolls here.
So they believe that, or they seem to believe that you at least are repentant, even though they're like, yeah, he doesn't actually believe that. They chuckle a little bit and they're like, that's right, on your knees. That's where you belong.
It's of course, in Elvish, of course.
Mm-hmm. And then they go back.
I go back to my work.
You finish mucking out the place. They start looking around because they notice that someone is suspiciously absent. I need to decide what. This is like a huge risk.
I really appreciate it.
There's an invisible drow in the middle of the outpost now who does not like the other drow. Oh, man.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Like I said, it never happens the same way every time. This is an all new thing.
This is totally unrelated, but what's your plan for when we TPK?
What do you mean my plan for when you TPK?
Like when we die today, what is your plan for us continuing?
Depends on if you die in the phasers or not.
When I inevitably turn on the party.
I knew it. See?
Yeah. All right. I hate to do this, but for just like 1 minute, quick couple minute break, bio break, whatever, I need to make like a few rolls.
Okay,
actually a good
sure, yeah.
I need to hit the loo, so
yes. All right, quick 5 minute break.
Yep.
I work out a few things.
All right.
The Monty Python intermission music.
Viewers at home, you should give Third some ideas. How horribly can this go? So
don't do that.
So vote on your phones now. Does he head for A, the barracks, B, the lift, C, the shrine to Loth, or D, the guard room?
Or the fire.
Wait, what about, hang on, there's another place he could go to.
Those are the places he wants to go to.
Oh, well, he's stupid. I smack him upside the head.
Where else would he go?
Okay, hold on. You said A where?
Oh my god.
A, the barracks.
That's right. We got the polls now. That's a new
right.
feature. I was willing to try that out myself.
B, the lift. C, the Shrine to Loth, which everybody's going to vote for because that sounds the most interesting.
Don't do that, guys. Seriously.
Or D, the guard room. All right. So I've made probably about 15 rolls. This is like one of those, let's see how far you can get before something happens. Is somebody in here? Is somebody not in here? Is this happening at this moment? All that sort of stuff. So back in the prison cell, Tristan, you are looking, or Taston, sorry, I want to say Tristan. Taston, you are looking, out there at the guard chambers or the guard stalactite, I guess, every now and then, past the rope bridge. There's always one or two back in there who give an occasional glance back at the cell. Obviously, nobody has done anything, so they go back to playing or doing whatever they're doing back in there. You're in there. I'm just kind of hanging out with Ront. Sushar is currently conversing with Ront, trying to show him a way to boost his inner strength. Ront doesn't get it at all. Like, not even, unironically, just doesn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear what sounds like the key being turned. You've heard this many times before, but very, very slowly. There's not really been enough time for the other group to come back. As a matter of fact, you don't even see them out there at all. But you hear the slight sound of the key being turned to unlock the cell.
Okay. Does anybody else notice?
You kind of catch your eyes. You catch Jim Jar's eyes, and he kind of looks at you. You can tell you're both hearing it, but nobody else seems to have noticed.
I'm assuming Mark and I are still in the pit.
Yes, this is a meanwhile.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to keep listening, but I'm not going to look in that direction, give away that I've noticed this, even though Jim Jar's, I kind of look at Jim Jar and go,
okay, he follows your lead. You hear the telltale sound of the click as the lock disengages. And you see, ever so slowly, the gate just start to ease into the wall. And it seems to open just enough for like an individual, a very slim stature, to make it through.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gradually closes. But you don't see anything.
okay.
So at this point, if you would like, you can make a perception check to try and discern a little more about what's going on.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're like, whatever.
It's fine.
It's probably fine.
It's drafty here in this open cell.
Yeah. Sometimes the wind occasionally unlocks the cell door and opens it. It's just fine.
Who knew? It's a feature.
Mm-hmm.
13.
13. Okay. Yeah, that's must have been the wind. No. I mean, you can't quite tell what in the world is causing this.
Okay. Is there enough dust or debris on the ground to show? Obviously, we've been walking around, so there's footprints all over the place. But if I look in the general direction of where the door would have opened and if somebody would have come through, can I see new footprints being made?
There would be a little bit of dirt to tell that. With that perception check that you were looking for that, you don't see anything.
It's a big negatory.
Yes. Like I rolled a natural 20 in my stealth.
Fantastic.
Hey, you kind of actually somehow by accident picked the guy with a very big bonus to stealth, so to do something you didn't even know he was going to do. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we picked.
Yes, Loth picked him. So something appears with a thunk in the corner of the cell/cave. This overflowing backpack and bag full of I mean, you see like handles of various things poking out. It's just bulging. You hear things rattling inside as it sets down. And as this happens, then it just appears out of thin air and sets itself down on the floor. And now everybody else takes notice of this thing that just suddenly appeared and clunked along the corner of it.
Okay. And this is like in the back of the cell?
Yes.
Okay. So if this is in the back of the cell, this is probably in the narrowest point. Would I be able to cover the distance of the back of the cell where somebody would actually have to walk through me in order to get around me, per se? Or it's too wide?
I mean, if you purposely splayed yourself out in front of it, yes. But, I mean...
It's kind of a dead giveaway.
Yeah. But I mean, like, Jimdra actually like starts casually moving over towards it. You know, a couple of other
I'm gonna go with
there are like, what's going on here? Ron's like, shaman magic.
Sure, let's go with that. No.
Oh, he looks very disappointed. You hear a voice come out from nothingness near the bag. That sounds a lot like Seraph. And he says,
much like Seraph?
Yes. And he says, Loth has given us an incredible opportunity to seed some chaos and to take our revenge. Arm yourselves. This is all I can find.
You hear a voice coming from way far away. It's not Loth, you idiot!
And you see one of the handles in the backpack like disappear as it seems like it turns invisible as he takes it out.
Okay.
In this pack, so here's what's in this pack. All three of your belongings. There is also some drow weapons and armor in here. There are, where is it? There are several flasks of poison.
Well, I drink that.
Yeah. This looks like these are, yes. There are 3 short swords. There is a hand crossbow, a case of 20 bolts. There's 2 chain shirts. There's some silk rope with a grappling hook. And it looks like there are some various potions in there as well.
Okay.
And 1 scroll.
All right, I will take a look at the scroll.
Okay. I think this is a cleric spell. Yeah, actually, I know it's a cleric spell. It's Insect Plague.
Sure, why not?
What level is that?
Pretty high level.
Oh, Locust?
Maybe a Locust Swarm, I don't know. No, it's Insect Plague. Swarming, biting locust fill a 20-foot sphere centered on a point you choose within range. This is a level 5 spell.
Okay.
It would be a roll to try and cast this, but it is an AoE. It makes the place difficult terrain. You have to make a con saving throw. They take 4d10 piercing damage, or half, and it is also lightly obscured. So it's some big stuff.
What would the DC be for him to cast that?
It would be a 15 straight up wisdom check.
Okay.
And this one seems to be particularly inclined towards Loth. Like this was penned by a priestess of Loth. There's a few. Actually, no, just go make me a straight up religion check.
Yeah, okay.
I have somebody called My Info calling me. I don't know why. I don't
They're
know
looking for your info.
Scam, likely.
Yeah, exactly. 19, not natural.
Ooh, 19. Okay. So this spell is slightly different than your typical insect plague. Instead of locusts appearing, it will summon flying gossamer spiders. Gossamer wing spiders.
I'm sorry, flying spiders?
Yes, instead of locusts. Although that's the rest of the
sounds
effects are
inherently
the same.
bad.
Yeah, this is straight up evil Loth insect plague.
Okay.
You can cast if you want to. Like it's, no one's gonna look down at you. No one's gonna judge you.
I mean, there's someone who you worship whose job is literally to judge you.
Right. Yeah. That's going to happen regardless. All right. Well, I will pocket that and now.
Burn
Okay.
it later.
So yeah, exactly. So you said that in addition to our gear, or this is just what the inventory is.
In addition to your gear, there's
Okay.
other stuff.
Because like, do I start handing this out to everyone to get everybody armed, or do I use some of this as my? Okay. So yes, start passing out the shirts and the short swords. Let's get ready to go.
Okay. Ron
I was going to look at the potions as well, if I can identify them. Not the poisons that obviously I'm drinking those.
Yeah.
The potions though.
You proficient in Arcana? If not, go ahead and roll it in check.
Not even close.
Or herbalism kit, or alchemist kit.
No and no.
All right, it's straight up intelligence. Arcana check then.
12.
12. Okay. You've seen these a lot. These are healing potions. 2 healing potions.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. Yeah. So, who do you want to arm up?
So, Ront, obviously.
You want to give Stool a few short swords and some chain and a chain shirt?
Well, I mean, he's going to be the tank, obviously.
Yes. All right. To give Ron a short sword,
since there's nothing big enough for him to be like.
Yeah, I mean, Drow don't use like.
Basically, I hand him what the equivalent of a dagger.
Like,
say,
toothpick.
Sure.
No, he knows what it is. He's like, finally.
Okay. And then probably Jimjar as well.
He says, if you don't mind, I'll take the crossbow.
You got it.
All right. Jimjar says, I am a pacifist. I will use
I was not even going to. I wasn't even like, he says that and I'm not paying attention.
You may try to persuade me, but you will not.
Yeah, please try to. No, dude. Okay. I look to the prince and raise an eyebrow.
He says, well, they're elven make, so I suppose it will do. And he points at the short sword.
Okay. Hand him one.
Okay.
Eldith.
Says, and this will be the last short sword if you give it to her.
There was a crossbow.
Yeah, Jimjar has the hand crossbow.
Right. Is there any other weaponry left over?
Not really, unless you give him some of yours, if you have it.
Let me see what I have originally. No, I just have scale mail, a shield, longsword, and a holy symbol. And I can give him my explorer's pack. I give my explorer's pack to Bukudo. Now,
it says,
okay.
All right, then.
No, I thought I might have like an.
I'm sworn to carry your burdens.
Yeah. No, I actually don't have anything else.
Okay. All right. These are the unarmed combat. He's just in a special category by himself because he's about useless in combat.
Right.
All right. So Jimjar can he looks at the crossbow. He's like, yeah. Who wants the chain shirt?
Honestly, you might be the best pick for that.
How big is the chain shirt?
I mean, it's size for a medium-sized creature.
Okay, so that's going to be the prince, most likely.
It is going to be, unless you
because it's going to be too small for Ront, too big for Eldith and Jimjar, and pretty much everybody in this line. Oh, Stool. Yeah, I'll give it to Stool. I would say the prince.
Honestly, Eldith would fit her best because, I mean, the prince and Ront are both big, bulking people.
Oh, I for some reason had thought that he was a medium size. So yes, I would give it to Eldith.
Yeah. She's like, it's good to be back in armor.
And we'll see if we can find more weaponry on the way.
So Ginger says, all right, so this is all well and good, but what's the plan when they come back here and they find us armed to the teeth?
That's the fun part. They're not going to
Sarah
find us.
says, well, why don't we just take them by surprise? The heir says.
I'm just going to ask, has he reappeared?
No.
What's the duration on that, if you don't mind my asking?
6 years.
Yeah,
Actually, I'm
that's
sorry. I'm sorry. That's valid. I don't actually know the duration, do I? Because it's a wild magic effect.
And it is not as the typical invisibility spell.
Yeah. So never mind.
So I'm going to go up to the cell door and open it.
All right. So it's okay. So now you want to try and do this without the guard scene, or do you want to be like, hey, guess what, fools?
Sorry, I thought the guards didn't change. Oh, so...
Well, I mean, unless you throw it open, you can essentially mean... I just didn't know if you wanted like to slam it open, have everybody charge out.
No, I was going to try and keep it quiet. So
Okay, it's fine.
at least like open it enough for Sarah to get back out.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You do so.
If I feel him whisper past me,
He goes past you. He's like, whisper, whisper.
yeah, exactly. Call Jim Jar over and have him train the crossbow on one of the guards and see which one Jareth kills.
Sarah says, wait, you want me to kill one?
What, you were just going to knock them out?
Well, no, but I didn't expect to do this alone. That's the whole reason I went back for you.
Well, quick show of hands. Who's invisible? I can't tell because I'm the only one who could raise a hand right now.
I'm raising my hand, but you can't see it. I'm invisible.
That's the point. Okay,
Well, fine, but I don't know what's going to happen when I try to actually hurt someone.
So if nothing else, just cover us while I open the door for us to be able to have enough room for us to all get out to back you up. If they turn around and see, I'm going to try and do this quiet. I don't know how quiet this can be done, so...
Well, I think once we start shooting and using our swords, it won't really matter how quiet it is, will it?
Yes, I'm just talking about the process leading up to that.
All right. You know, if we want to have some more help, there are the other 3 over there. Oh, I never...
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
And with that, we never knew.
And we never find out what he was doing. Oh, he's
So
back. He's
Stool is over there hauling stuff around.
No.
Yes.
No.
Stool
dies.
He's
Stool
a prisoner.
Nope, Stool dies.
No. So Stool is like pushing stuff around.
Oh my god.
Oh, actually, hang on. Stool's with Liam and I, right?
Right.
So how many spores is he putting out just by normal existence?
I mean, it doesn't seem like he naturally just like extrudes spores all over the place unless he's nervous or excited, or you take spores off of him and huff them. So it's like he's not like he's not like a mobile telepathic thing just by.
Okay, that's good because I was assuming he was. So during this whole thing, at some point I'm going to turn to Liam and be like,
"You want to get high, man?"
I know.
Jesus Christ.
One of the quackers is like, "Yeah, bro."
Save state.
Oh,
Yep.
no. Okay. I already blew mine, so yeah, you get one too. And then
I'm just going to walk over to Stool, and take my shovel, and start hitting him.
He squeaks like a boy.
Squeak!
Yeah.
The 2 guards are like, "What is he doing? Should we whip him? I don't know."
Is this a whippable offense? Let me check the manual. Hang on.
Huffing myconid spores, it doesn't say anything about this. Oh, wait. Is this under drugs? I don't know. All right.
God. I just wanted to snort some spores with you. I don't know why you had to make this a weird thing.
It's the first time this has ever devolved into drugs.
Look, I wanted to ingest them, and you're like, no, that's
Most people are like, "Oh, it's like
coincidence."
a little baby Mike, and it's so cute." And this group is like,
Look,
Best thing ever.
it's telepathy. Okay, that is an invaluable asset. Okay,
"It's true."
Real question: have you watched Young Justice? Any of you?
No.
Yeah.
A few episodes.
Let me go ahead and really quick say that it's a good show and I recommend it. So one of the characters is a telepath, and she regularly links everyone up telepathically, and it is and the show's well written, so it is just as big of an advantage as you'd assume it is.
Yeah.
Because no one can listen in. They just have communications that are safe and clean.
It's
and,
perfect communication.
Yeah. But no, it's drugs.
Look, drugs are good, okay? All right. So,
Anyway, yes, I will join. I will partake the.
Give me a little bit of that stool.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Take some stool while mucking out some stool. All right. So you will sniff the drugs. Stool is. Oh, it's wonderful to have you back in the link again. This is really nasty work. I've got to
By
tell
the way,
you
I
what.
have never talked to Stool. I want to make that clear. There's never been any communication towards Stool at all. Just
He says, I don't get why they're just making us push around food.
And Brigwood just played the I got a bad feeling about this.
Meanwhile, back over on the more serious side of Elkinville.
yes.
So
March.
you see one of the other guards now. Did you want Seraph to start off, or do you want to start off?
I was going to have Sarah go out first.
Okay.
And then basically back his play.
Okay. So you see and I'll go ahead and just kind of trace the line right here. So there's one guard that you can readily see there. There's another one in there, but he hasn't really made himself obvious as he's sitting over there. You are coming out around here.
Mm-hmm.
You see the web bridge start to shimmy a little bit as you presume Seraph is walking over it to get a better shot or a stab or something.
Okay.
There he goes.
So.
And then we all die because he rolls a 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, one of the dice was a 1, but you do have advantage for being invisible when you're attacking.
Oh my god.
So you see Seraph reappear.
Oh, that's what I was worried about.
His blade is stuck in the back of the drow in the guard tower, and you hear this as the blade goes in. It doesn't seem like it has mortally wounded him, but it obviously hurt quite a bit. Seraph looks up and he realizes that he is visible, and next time we'll roll initiative.
Hold up. Where
Yes.
are we?
You are over here.
Okay. So we're up here. I just was kind of curious how far away we are, because there's no way we're not going to hear that. It's kind of part of
It's going to be very evident that things are happening.
Yeah. To be continued, I suppose.
Yes, as it is 11, and
Yes, it is.
we definitely will not end on time if
God.
we start this
Yeah.
way.
It's only one round of combat.
No, well, I mean, it might be. So
no.
7 level 15 drow show up,
Yeah.
and look at you.
So
he melts.
poor, what's his name? Hold on, I've got to get the name for this guard.
Oh, yeah,
Of
he had a
course.
family.
Isn't his name Drow Warrior?
Well, that's his nickname.
Oh.
But,
He doesn't go by that.
it's not his Christian name.
So there's
That'd be Bob.
the dude. That's Bob.
All right, his poor. Where in the world did he go?
He's dead.
Oh, this is the prisoners. They need to drow.
Oh my god.
It's all gone wrong.
There we go. Poor Balak. He was just doing his normal guard duties.
Dude, screw
He
him.
was
He's a
chatting
drow.
with
He
good old
deserves to
Sorn
die.
over there
All
on the
drow
side.
must die.
talking about how they were going to make a bank off of the slave trade once they got to Menzel Baranzan in
He's
just
a horrible human.
a few days. Only a few days. Soren was over there. He's like, it's a few days until retirement.
I was going to say 4 days from
Yes,
retirement.
yes.
This is his last run. This is going to be the big payoff you've been waiting for.
And suddenly that terrible drow prisoner appears behind poor Belloc with a short sword stuck in his back.
Yeah, okay,
Explosions
so
going off in the background.
you know how usually you tell stuff like this to engender sympathy? This is like the opposite of that.
Yeah.
This is like, yes, this is great. We kill this stupid, worthless hive. Screw that guy. This is catharsis. There we go. Instead of sympathy, this is generating catharsis.
There you go.
And poor Born will start with 4 points of damage on him.
Jeez, that's
when
it.
in combat. This is level 1.
We are so dead. Please tell me like a swarm of demons is gonna just suddenly go through here or something, and we can just hide.
No, it's going to be a swarm of flying spiders, apparently.
Oh God, no! I take it back.
Well,
I take it back.
If I pass the check.
I mean, if you had waited a few days, a Flight of Demons event.
What?
Flight of
I was
demons.
kidding. I mean, you know, I did demons and Underdark.
I can tell you it right now because
that's a weather
it's not
pattern
going to
of some
happen now.
sort.
Oh my God!
I mean, there's literally like,
a swarm
this is
of
what happens in
demons.
this state. This is what happens in this state.
Oh,
This
wow.
happens because this is happening in the Underdark.
How do you survive the swarm
You
of
don't.
demons?
You don't.
Yeah, that's why I was like, is that like the worst? Okay, if your players have screwed up every other step up to this point.
The prisoners hear a droning buzz echoing through the cavern, followed by an inhuman shrieking alarm horn sound. That's pretty good. I had a group experience this one once. It was really good.
How did anyone live?
So I will tell you this. Every single prisoner aside from them died. And
Wow.
one of them was unconscious. Oh, actually, I want to say 2 of them were unconscious. They were not in a good shape once they got out with no gear.
Oh.
They were naked, basically.
Oh, so no party.
Mhm.
Well, no additional party.
Right.
And no gear in the Underdark.
Yes.
That's the climax of the horror movie.
It went
when they
about
tried
as
to escape.
Yeah. Surprisingly, they did survive, but it was not a fun trip. The only reason they survived is because they had a ranger.
The animal was carrying the party.
Well, no. I mean, it was just because like the ranger was the only one who could effectively forage at all.
Oh, yeah, that's forage. Okay, so this fungus will give you explosive diarrhea for 7 weeks, but it won't kill you.
I mean, that's about right.
Yep.
I mean, somebody decided to start the game with an Underdark specialization ranger. I wonder why.
Gee. Yeah, you notice none of us did. We are like so unsuited to this place. It's kind of funny, really.
I mean, most people are. There's only Underdark Ranger. That's the only one who has any natural advantage.
Oh my God, that's not true. We can play a Dwagger, you know, and be evil. But you said nobody does evil parties, so I don't know. Oh
So yeah. So it's happening ahead of schedule.
that just. So, as a point of GM curiosity, how many I guess trigger states are there? Basically, you've already told me 2.
You mean like the triggers for things that happen?
Yeah, like there's the demon swarm and there's the breakout, which is what we're doing.
So I could not list all of them because a lot of them are, well, if they happen to come in here, if it's during this time, then they're here, or this has been moved, or whatever. Obviously, if they do something, if the party does something beforehand that can change, and then that's GM discretion. But things like the note, things like that, that's sometimes that won't always happen. But because of actions that people took in here that did, the demon flight,
the demon swarm.
Yeah, that's essentially okay. Yeah. They're either going to die or they're going to go to Men's and Ransom so demons come.
Yeah, that does sound like the all other paths failure state.
And then there's sometimes you can have something that you find or start with in a tunnel that can do certain things. I mean, if you manage to get away during the shift and go somewhere else, I mean, there's a lot of different things, and I kind of don't want to say what they are just in case someone in chat or whatever
Okay,
besides
that's
playing this
valid.
again.
That's valid. That's
Because
valid.
there's a million different ways you can do this.
Speaking as someone who was spoiled on this, I don't want to be further spoiled or be the party of further spoiling. Rather, sorry.
Yeah.
Andre.
And again, a lot of
totally
these
want
are
to be
like,
spoiled. Tell me everything.
this can happen in, or it cannot happen, or you as the DM, you can just decide if when this happens. And,
This is the weirdest module. I'm telling you.
well, so this, I think this was like a big experiment because they had been very linear up until this point.
Wait,
this one is literally, and this is kind of one of the reasons I like this one. It's literally just a big sandbox. Like it does not play the same way at all every time.
Yeah, you were telling me about Tyranny, which was apparently extremely linear.
Yeah, that one's extremely linear. The next one, Princes of the Apocalypse. It's. Did you ever do Temple of Elemental Evil?
The first one.
It's a sequel to that. Which is, I mean, it essentially just evolves into go back to town, rest, go back down to the dungeon, go back to town, rest, go back down. You know, it's that. You know, and it doesn't claim to be anything other than that. And then this was the let's make a sandbox. Succeeded in some areas it didn't, but you can fix the areas where it didn't just by, you know, a couple of tweaks. And then I don't think they've really come back to do something like this until like Descent to Avernus.
That's the one that is currently coming out, right?
Yeah. I take that back. Storm King's Thunder was similar to that, but that was way too much in the sandbox direction. Almost to the fact where, what are we doing here? Okay, let's just go to that town. It was one of those where there was no driving force to do anything, right?
Yeah.
Which some people liked because it was just like a world exploration thing. Some people did it. Yeah. I think I kind of hearken it to, if I had to give it a comparison, remember how in like early vanilla WoW, there was like nothing to do except just run around and find random quests?
Yes.
There was obviously some overarching story, but it was very compartmentalized. So. Anyway.
Yes, we probably should actually chip off.
Yes. So next time we'll resume.
And we'll all die.
Let the battle begin.
Like you told me flat out that attacking a guard is death, which implies to me that we are about to die. So this might be a sacrifice people in a run scenario.